Hi everyone, welcome to ZyNerd's INICET PG July 2023 counseling session. We'll be taking you through the entire rules of the INICET July 2023 counseling process. The schedule has already been published for the mock round till the open round. We'll also take you through what each round means, what are the rules with respect to the choice filling, the eligibility for further rounds, the joining process and the reporting process, and the most important question of when 3 lakhs has to be deposited, what is the penalty and what is the impact of not joining a particular seat. We sincerely suggest before we start the session that you fill in choices that you wish to join. It is not only for the benefit of everyone, but also for your benefit, because there are certain rules which disallow you to participate in the second round if you don't join a choice. It is a pretty simple thing, choice that is allotted. So it is a pretty simple thing to fill in choices, or at least decide on maximum choices and fill in maximum choices that you are willing to join. That benefits you as well if you do that in round one. It is for your benefit that we are saying that fill in choices that you wish to join. INICET PG counseling, the schedule was published. You can look at the schedule. The choice filling for mock round started yesterday. We'll start with explaining what the mock round is and what is the impact of the mock round, if at all there is an impact. And second, we'll move on to the first round and the joining processes. Note that the counseling starts the choice filling had started on 11th of June and is will go on till the 12th of August, and post that there might be a stray round or a spot round as we call it. Mock round is a trial round. You can fill in choices now for the mock round till 13th of June, and the results are published on 15th of June. We sincerely suggest that if you are willing to participate in round 1 or round 2, irrespective of whether you think whether you will get a seat or not, you think that you'll get a seat in the open round, still you participate in the mock round and the first and second round. And in case there is a very minor chance that your preferred seat, what was supposed to be available only in open round, is available in these rounds, you wouldn't miss it. There is no disadvantage by participating and filling in a choice that you are interested in round 1 and round 2. There is no disadvantage at all, but fill in choices that you are interested in joining. The results of mock round will be published on 15th June. Note that in round 2, there is no registration that is possible. There is no choice filling that is possible. After the mock round, when the round 1 starts, your choices will be finalized at the time of round 1. You will be able to change your choices listed in mock round in round 1. But after the round 1 submission of choices, you will not be able to change. So better to register now, as there is no separate registration in round 2. Ensure that it is done in this phase, which is the round 1 phase. Will there be changes in the allotment on 15th June versus the round 1 allotment? We will look at it. Yes, there might be changes. The mock round is a trial round. What happens in the mock round? Your choices and everybody else's choices, whoever has applied for the mock round and has filled in choices, everything will be processed, and exactly like it is going to be the process in the actual round 1, a result PDF will also be published. You will be able to see every candidate's allotment, right from the candidate above your rank 1 to above your rank and those below your rank, whatever choices were available. You will also get an allotment, a single allotment against your roll number or name. This allotment is not final, and it does not carry any value other than telling you that in this range, these are the set of seats that are available for this particular session. This is the first indication that this might be the set of seats available, but there are many candidates who change choices in round 1, many candidates who randomly fill choices in mock round, so it is not an exact reflection. We will also tell you why. Now, we'll look at round 1. After the mock round results are published on 15th June, immediately on the next day, the round 1 choice filling will start on 16th June 11 AM, and it will be for only 1.5 days, almost like 1 day and 6 hours. So you will have to fill in all your choices here. When you start your round 1 choice filling, you will have all the choices of your mock round available. Basically, your mock round choices will be directly reflecting in your login when you are filling in choices. You can add choices, you can delete choices, you can reorder choices, you can do whatever you want with the choices, which means it is almost equivalent to fresh choice filling, except that your already existing choices will be available. You can do whatever you want to alter your choices. So even if you make a mistake in the mock round in filling your choices, you will get a possibility to change that in round 1, and that is why we are saying go ahead and fill your choices in mock round as a trial. Note that, let us say there is a scenario in the mock round where you submit and lock just after filling in 1 or 2 choices. You will clearly, you have made a mistake, but you have an option to change it during round 1. But if you come to round 1 and make that mistake, round 1 and round 2 are gone for you. So always we suggest go try out in the mock round. And after the round 1 results are published, after the round 1 choice filling is done, it takes around 6 days for processing of choices, and the results are published on 23rd of June. Joining is from 24th 11 AM till 28th 5 PM. There is a 4-day timeline. You will have to take your originals, and you will have to take your the required originals based on the institute directions, and you will have to report at the institute. There is no registration in round 2, so ensure that every choice is filled in round 1. Now we will go on to round 1 and see what happens after your allotment, what you need to do as far as every factor is concerned. Round 1 is where we are, and round 1 you have been allotted. This is the scenario we are looking at now. If you are not allotted, we will come to it later. Round 1 you have been allotted. You have 2 choices. One is option 1 and second choice is option 2. So these are the 2 choices that you have after you are allotted. Then there is a third possibility which we will come to at a later point in time. As of now, we will look at 2 options. Where will these options exist? These options will exist when you log into the system, and you will have to choose one of those 2 options. Let us say you are allotted a seat, and in this case, let us say somebody is allotted a seat in AIIMS, Nagpur, and MS ENT seat, general surgery seat, let's say. Okay, so this person has been allotted. Option 1 is I accept the seat, which means I am going to join the seat, and I am not willing to participate in round 2. What does this mean? Round 2 or any further round? In further rounds. What does this is very important in further rounds. What does this mean? I am interested in Nagpur AIIMS MSGS seat. I do not wish to participate in any other counselling. I will go join AIIMS Nagpur and end my INICET counselling with that. So this option very rarely people take unless it is their first choice and they are very clear it. The toppers within rank 100 will always take it. In case, usually this happens when AIIMS Nagpur is the first option for the candidate. Otherwise, they always would go for a better option, correct? So let us say AIIMS Nagpur was the 5th option for a candidate. Then the candidate would go for option 2, correct? So option 2 is I accept the seat. I am interested in AIIMS Nagpur. It is my 5th option. And I want to participate in round 2. So that is option 2. You can select either option 1 or option 2. Option 1 would be you are out of the counselling, you will have to go join AIIMS Nagpur. Option 2 would be you still have to join AIIMS Nagpur. You will have to go to the institute, report with your originals and confirm the joining. That is not taken away because you choose option 2. But you will be eligible for round 2 for your better choices. So if AIIMS Nagpur has been your 5th choice over here, if you choose option 2, you will join AIIMS Nagpur, and in round 2, there is a possibility that your choice number 1, 2, 3, 4 will be processed and you may be allotted a better seat in case somebody else did not join the allotted seat. That vacancy may exist and you may get one of these seats in round 2. So if you want to keep these seat options open, then go ahead and select option 2. Now, these are the 2 options available. Now, I have 2 options available. If I choose option 1, I will not be going to R2 or any other session. I will accept AIIMS Nagpur and end my counselling. Option 2, I will join AIIMS Nagpur and look for an upgradation. I sit silently at my home without selecting any option. There is no refusal option available. But inactivity is considered as a refusal to accept any of these options. So basically, if you don't do anything, don't select option 1 or option 2 in the login. Go ahead and within that timeline mentioned, there is a timeline mentioned, right? So within that timeline of reporting, if you don't select any of these options, what happens is you become ineligible for round 2. Your round 1 seat is gone. You are not eligible for round 2. You will be eligible only for open round. So who becomes ineligible in this entire allotted list? One, this set of candidates also is ineligible for round 2, but this candidate has taken a seat. Also, the candidates who are not selecting option 1 or option 2, doing nothing during the period, they also become ineligible, but without a seat, and they can only participate in the open round. There is some, the next query that comes up is, will this candidate be able to participate in the open round? Yes is the answer. We will come to that when we discuss the open round. Now, we will look at what will happen when you actually look at option 1 and option 2 and what are the reporting options that are available. So, let us say we are looking at option 1 candidate who is going to join AIIMS Nagpur. The option 1 candidate goes to AIIMS Nagpur, has to report in person. No other go, report in person, and that is required. Plus, there is an option of payment of 3 lakhs or originals for this candidate. You can either pay 3 lakhs or originals when you go on the first day and report. Okay, so that is the first step on this entire for an option 1 candidates. They'll accept the option online, go pay 3 lakhs and or originals. Any one of these is fine. But since this is going to be the final seat, within 5 days, this is actually before the round 2 starts, there will be a 5-day gap. Within 5 days, this candidate, if they had given 3 lakhs, will have to submit originals. So at the end of the 5th day, everybody would have submitted originals. In this case, whoever has selected option 1. Be very clear on that. Option 1, 3 lakhs will give you only a 5-day time period. Anyways, you have to submit originals within 5 days. And at the end of the 5th day, everybody's originals, whoever has submitted over here, will be available with the institute. You would have deposited your originals. 3 lakhs GD will be returned back in case you submitted originals after within the 5-day period. Be very clear. Okay. So in this scenario, what we need to understand is that if this entire process is not done by after accepting this online, after accepting and selecting option 1 online, if this entire process is not done, this candidate is also out of the counseling. So this candidate will not be eligible for round 2, and so you will have to ensure that you will have to accept the you will have to select one of the option 1 online and also go to the institute if you want to end your counseling with the institute and have your originals as well. So this is as far as the option 1 is concerned. Now we will be looking at option 2 and what are the what is to be done for option 2. Option 2, yes, reporting in person is required. We said for option 1, reporting in person is required. Here too, reporting in person is required. There is no other go. You have to go to the institute. Second, you have an option of providing 3 lakhs or originals. So this slash is what is confusing everyone there. So we will clearly say this is 3 lakhs or originals. Either you give this or this needs to be submitted at the institute. You don't need, and after that you can come back home. It is highly likely that if you are opting for upgradation, then the institute will allow you to come back and wait for the final round 2 results and then start the course. Only these candidates may be asked to start the course. Those candidates who, even in this case, there might be a leeway. They may allow you to start the course at a later point in time. Some institutes insist, but in option 2, most of the institutes would allow you to come back and then allow you to join the course after round 2. So, is there any penalty over here in this entire process at the end of round 1? No, at the end of round 1, there is no penalty, including the candidate who refused to join a seat, which is the third set of candidates we said. Including that candidate, there is no one who pays a penalty. But any candidate who fills in a choice and doesn't go and report will lose a chance in round 2. Round 2, if you have seen ZyNerd and the closing ranks and the trends, round 2 has a deviation. You would be missing out good seats if you can't make the right choices during the round 1 choice filling. You will be taking decisions within a week after choice filling to join. if you can take that right decisions before during choice filling, what you are going to take after 7 days, then it is always better fill in choices that you wish to join, because otherwise you won't go report and you will not be eligible for round 2. So now these are the scenarios that you will be in. Anybody who is participating in round 2 will be either this or the other set that we will be looking at. We'll just look at the other set over here. I will check on the other set, which is the set of not allotted candidates over here. Whoever is not allotted, and those candidates, what do they do? So round 2, we looked at all candidates who were allotted over here, right? And unallotted candidates form the next set in round 2, with all of them have filled in choices but not allotted. Then they will be eligible for round 2 with same choices. In case somebody above them had not joined a seat and those seats become vacant, then they will get those choices. There is a possibility of getting those choices in round 2. So at the end of this entire thing, you will have 2 sets of people who are attending round 2, unallotted registered candidates of round 1 and allotted, and those who have chosen round option 2 in at the end of round 1 counselling. Now we will go back to where we were at the end of round 2. Round 1 what happens? We will also quickly look at we looked at the entire process. We will also quickly look at something, whether mock round and round 1 seats are the same usually. This is an analysis done based on Jan 2023 data. You will see that in these rank ranges, what percentage of candidates got the same seat as mock in round 1. So if we say that 60 out of 94 candidates in less than those in rank range less than 100, 94 candidates were allotted in round 1. Out of that, 60 got the same seat they got in the mock round as in round 1. So, but this itself is a 64%. Note that within this 94, within the top 100, there is a change. 34 candidates did not get the seat. It is a high number. Similarly, as you move on, you would see, you can look at these numbers at a later point in time. You will see that getting the same seat is not a given, because there are change in preferences in round 1, and many candidates who actually fill in choices in mock round do not fill in choices in round 1, or more candidates come up and fill in choices during round 1, etc. So and add on choices, change choices. So it is not a reflection of the exact mock round, is not a reflection of the exact seats that you are going to get. After round 1 allotment, we went through the entire process. Penalty applicability, we said that penalty is no penalty is applicable at the end of round 1. It is your round 2 decision which may result in a penalty. Okay, so we also covered the original part. So we'll move on to round 2. Round 2 does not have fresh registration. Like you see, directly results will be published on the 7th of July. There is no choice filling, editing, etc. After round 1 results are published, which is on 23rd of June, your joining ends on 28th, and there is a 5-day timeline for the certificates, etc. Post that, directly results are published on 7th of July for round 2. And once round 2 results are published, there are a lot of candidates who come up with the query, what do I do if I don't get a seat in round 1? What do I do after joining the institute in round 1? Nothing is to be done for round 2. You stay at your home, wait for the round 2 results. You will get your round 2 results, and your action has to be after the round 2 results are published. Who will be eligible? Those candidates who fill choices and were not allotted, those candidates who fill choices and allotted in round 1 and chose option 2. Which are the seats that will be vacant? Any candidate who was allotted a seat in round 1 and did not join, all those seats will be vacant, and only those seats will be allotted in round 2 for the other candidates who are either willing for upgradation or looking for a seat. The joining will be from 8th July to 12th July 5 p.m. And now we will be looking at what are the rules in round 2 counseling. Okay, we will now look at round 2 rules. Who are the candidates who are participating in round 2? R1 unallotted. So, do they have a seat? No seat in R1. These are the set of candidates who are participating in round. Second set, R1 allotted joined and option 2 selected. Basically for upgradation they have selected option 2. So these are the set of candidates who are going to participate in round 2. R1 unallotted candidates, let us say they are allotted a seat. There is no option but to join the particular seat. You will have to join the seat. In case you don't join the seat, then no penalty here unfortunately, and you will be eligible for open round. If you are allotted and you join the seat, you have to go ahead and submit your original certificates. No 3 lakhs funda, submit your original certificates being round 2 and then possibly start duties. Are they eligible for open round? Yes, eligible for open round. So hope this is clear. Both sets of candidates, whoever has come until this point in time, are eligible for open round. If they don't join the seat after allotment, then they are eligible for open round. If they join an allotted seat, original certificates are deposited at the institute and then still they are eligible for open round. Note that for joining, original certificates will be required at this point in time. 3 lakhs is not a given. And then R1 allotted, joined and option 2 selected. Who are these candidates? Those who are allotted in R1, those who have joined, and then option 2 has been selected for upgradation. These candidates, where are their certificates? Certificates or 3 lakhs. Any one of these will be available in round 1 institute, correct? Round 1 institute either has certificates or round 1 institute has 3 lakhs. So one of these is with the round 1 institute. These candidates can have 2 different scenarios here. R2 allotted a better seat. Let us say this candidate has been allotted a better seat in R2. Then the candidate directly goes to R2 institute and joins the institute. Clear? Goes to R2 institute and joins the institute. In case this candidate, R2 allotted, new seat allotted candidate, has provided their certificates already in R1 institute, these certificates will be transferred over here. These certificates will be transferred to R2 institute. The candidate does not have to do anything. R1 institute will transfer the certificates to R2 institute. That is the end of the process for the candidate. The candidate doesn't need to worry about this part at all. Now that is fine, done for a candidate who has submitted their certificates. Let us say candidate has provided 3 lakhs over here. In that case, the candidate has to submit the original certificates here. Note that round 2 joining involves submission of original certificates. The candidate has to submit the original certificates here. This 3 lakhs DD will be refunded to the candidate. It will be directed to the institute, R2 institute, and the candidate will get this 3 lakhs back at a later point in time. So this 3 lakhs, if paid in round 1 institute, will be refunded, but original certificates are required for R2 joining. Without original certificates, your R2 joining does not end. So both these set of candidates will be joining the R2 institute is what we are looking at. Now what is the next scenario? Non-allotment over here. An R1 allotted candidate retains R1 seat. Will there be a possibility that the R1, they might get a worse seat than R1 institute? No, because only those choices above you will be above your R1 institute choice will be processed, and if you don't get a better seat, then you will retain your R1 institute seat. Let us say the candidate retains the R1 institute seat. The candidate goes to R1 institute, travel to the R1 institute, and most likely you will be asked to join. Submit your original certificates and get your DD back in your R1 institute itself. If the candidate who has retained your R1 institute seat or R2 allotted seat, in both these scenarios, if the candidate does not join or resigns at any point in time, a 3 lakh penalty is involved. Be very clear, after this R1 allotted joined, if somebody is in this scenario, if the candidate after R2 does not join or retains R1 institute but does not go to the institute, at any point in time goes back to get this certificate, is not going to continue with the institute or not joining the R2 institute, you will pay a penalty of 3 lakhs. How is this 3 lakhs penalty implemented? Your certificates are with R1 institute and they will only be provided to R2 institute or for joining, or if you don't join the R1 institute, they will not give you back the certificates and ask for 3 lakhs penalty. If you have paid 3 lakhs, they will not give you the DD back. So this control exists for all these candidates who joined their R1 seat. The control does not exist only for this list of candidates who are R1 unallotted and R1 unallotted, then allotted in R2, and whether they join or when they do not join. Now finally, R1 unallotted and allotted in R2, R2 is what we saw. Let us say this candidate is unallotted. It is nothing they will be eligible for. They have not been allotted in R1, they have not allotted in R2 as well. R2 also unallotted, they will be eligible for the further round. So this part, hope it is very clear. We have gone through every scenario over here on what will happen in each of these scenarios. The penalty here exists only for this set of candidates who are allotted in R1, joined and further resign if they are resigning the seat, whether it is R2 or non-joining R2 seat or resigning your R1 seat, that is when the penalty happens. So hope this part is very clear. We will be looking at the entire set of information for open round. Open round is slightly complicated, so we'll be looking at that in detail as well. After R2, we'll also be looking at what are the scenarios that an R2 candidate can be in. Open round is fresh registration for all candidates. All candidates, who are these all candidates? Everybody who is eligible and who is part of the merit list can register. First thing is, anybody who is eligible will be able to register over here. Every eligible candidate will be able to register, except somebody who has accepted option 1 and indicated that they are not willing to move to further rounds. The option 1 candidate alone will not be eligible for the open round because it is highly unlikely. Very few option 1 candidates will be there, and those two will be candidates who have got their first choice. So we always suggest that you keep your options open and give an option 2 in case you have better choices available. And second is, provided you have better choices available. Second thing is, there is a 3 lakh security deposit to be paid for participation by all candidates. Don't confuse it with any 3 lakhs that we have discussed now. This is to be paid to AIMS through NEFT or RTGS. And this is kind of a security deposit. The term that we use in NEET PG counseling is security deposit. So 3 lakhs has to be paid as security deposit by all candidates. Who are all the candidates who can participate? R1, R2, unallotted candidates can participate, correct? These are the first set of candidates who can participate. Who are the other candidates who can participate? Both unallotted, R1 allotted, joined, and R2 joined in either in R1 institute or R2 better institute. Somewhere they have joined, and R2 there is a seat available with them. Third set of candidates, R1 allotted, did not join and therefore did not participate in R2, now willing for open round. And fourth set of candidates, R1 unallotted and they were allotted a seat in R2 but did not join. These set of candidates. And fifth set of candidates, R1 unallotted, R2 allotted and join the seat. Basically everyone can participate. We're just listing it down because we are having queries on who can participate in the open round. But everybody who is participating in the open round, all those candidates who are participating will have to pay this 3 lakh security deposit to AIMS through RTGS or NEFT. The choice filling will be from 24th July to 27th July. Results will be published on 11th August and joining will be from 12th August to 17th August. What happens to the 3 lakhs? This 3 lakhs, we will take this 3 lakhs first, okay? Do not worry about what has happened earlier, because whatever has happened earlier, your penalty, etc., has already gone through in round 2. That remains the same. You are now, let us say you have had a penalty because you resigned a seat, you did not join a seat. That is done. You have already paid your penalty. Let us say you are still holding on to a seat, you might not have paid a penalty, you are still holding on to a seat. That is the scenario. This 3 lakhs is towards your open round allotment. What will happen to this 3 lakhs is what we will see now. So open round, in the open round, let us say I am allotted a seat in open round. Who can be allotted? One, I already hold an R2 seat. Basically, at the end of R2, I hold some seat and I participated in open round. I am allotted. Second, I don't hold any seat. No seat is available with me. Now, I am allotted in R3 or open round. Allotted in open round, allotted in open round. These are the two sets of candidates who can be allotted in the open round. In both these cases, if you do not join the seat after allotment, you lose 3 lakhs. That you paid to AIMS through NEFT, 3 lakhs is gone. Similarly, you don't join the seat allotted, your 3 lakhs is gone. In both the scenarios, if you join the seat, you get back your 3 lakhs usually within 15 days to 30 days. Here, even here, you don't hold a seat, you join the seat, you will get your 3 lakhs paid to AIMS within 15 to 30 days. So this part is clear. The 3 lakhs is towards joining an allotted seat. If you are allotted and you join, you get your 3 lakhs back. If you don't join, you don't get your 3 lakhs back. But in this scenario, this candidate is in the second scenario where I don't hold a seat, you are directly joining. There is no certificates with any other institute. All that confusion is not there. Your counseling ends here. It is highly likely that your counseling ends here. You will be joining this institute and you will end your counseling. In case you don't join that institute, you lose 3 lakhs and may be eligible for the spot round. We will come to the spot round. This candidate who is already holding an R2 seat, where is it? Where are their originals? Their originals are with R2 institute or whatever institute, maybe the R1 institute at the end of that counseling process. Have they got a penalty before because they have resigned a seat or did not join an All India seat? No, that is this set. This set have come in, joined an R1 or R2 seat and are holding an R2 seat with them. Now they have been allotted a bester seat. Their R2 seat is allotted to somebody else. So they don't have any hold on this R2 seat now. They have got a seat in the open round. They have to go to the R2 institute, get their originals and resign from the R2 institute. In JIPMER, these candidates will have to pay a penalty of 3 lakhs for resigning the already existing seat. In case your R2 seat is a JIPMER seat, you will have to pay a penalty. In PGA MER, these candidates will have to pay a penalty of 1 lakh penalty in case you are resigning an R1 or R2 seat and then went for an open round, you got a better allotment. In case you did not get a better allotment, you will continue with these seats, PGA or JIPMER or AIMS. AIMS alone, we are not sure if there is a penalty of 3 lakhs. You will have to check at the time of joining. Last year candidates too, we have been trying to check if anybody had got an R1, R2 seat and moved on to a different seat. AIMS to AIMS, they don't implement a penalty. AIMS to PGMA or JIPMER, we are not able to get a reference point for upgradation to open round if there is a resignation penalty. Now this 3 lakhs, 1 lakh is completely different from this penalty. So if you look at it entirely, we'll erase and we'll clearly tell you what is the total penalty that might be the total penalty that is implemented. A round 2 seat holder, basically a round 1 or a round 2 seat holder, if allotted a seat in open round, This is the first question that comes up. We'll explain in detail. Round 2 seat holder, if allotted in open round, penalty for resigning the round 1 seat or round 2 seat, whichever they hold now, will be 1 lakh or 3 lakhs. This is a given. Once you are allotted an open round, there will be a penalty of 1 lakh or 3 lakh. In PGA, ME or JIPMER, aims alone, we are yet to come back to you on that. So once you go to open round, you know that if you get a better seat, you will resign the earlier round. You will have to resign the earlier round. You will have to pay a penalty. This is one penalty. After allotment in open round, if you join, no additional penalty. So all you lose is this 1 lakhs or 3 lakhs if you join the open round seat. There is no additional penalty. And you get your 3 lakhs paid to aims back. You will get this. So there is no penalty. So if you are allotted an open round, good intentions, you made the right choice. This resignation penalty in JIPMER or PGA MER or possibly maybe in aims is what you need to look at. This amount you will get back. You will never get into a 4 lakh or a 6 lakh penalty. But in this case, some candidates don't join. Basically, they got a better seat. They will have to resign from the seat by paying 1 lakhs plus 3 lakhs, and they decide not to join the open round seat. This set of candidates will not get their 3 lakhs paid to aims back. So what is their penalty? This 1 lakh plus 3 lakh or this 3 lakhs plus 3 lakhs. So 4 to 6 lakhs will be the penalty only if you don't join the open round seat. So that is how it is going to be. Be very clear on this part. This is one set of candidates who will fall under this penalty. Anybody who joins an open round seat will not fall under this penalty at all. They will definitely come under this penalty. Max will be to your already existing seat institute. Now the second query that comes up is, what will happen to a candidate who did not join their round 2 allotted seat? So this comes in where R1 allotted joined candidate. It is only for R1 allotted and joint candidate. This candidate, if they upgrade in R2, get a better seat in R2 or retain the same seat in R2, this retain the R1 seat in R2, in these scenarios, even before open round starts, if they resign this seat or don't join, what would have happened? A 3 lakh penalty would have been applicable. They joined their round 1 seat and then they resigned or did not join. Then the 3 lakhs penalty, the DD paid, or for getting back originals, they would have had to pay that 3 lakh amount to that institute, to the round 1 or round 2 institute. These candidates, when they come into open round, they already paid a penalty of 3 lakh. When they come into the open round, somebody who did not join and already paid a penalty of 3 lakhs, when they come into open round, a seat is allotted. This is a new seat because they are not holding a seat. The seat is allotted and they join the seat. The 3 lakhs paid to aims through NEFT for open round, security deposit, will be refunded. So their only penalty is the only loss is that 3 lakhs which they had because they took a wrong choice in round 1, round 2. If they are allotted and they don't join in open round, this is an open round, then they lose the 3 lakhs paid to aims. In this scenario, this set of candidates will have a 3 lakhs plus 3 lakhs is equal to 6 lakhs penalty. Making wrong choices once during round 1, making wrong choices again during round 2. So anybody who makes the right choices will not lose anything except in that open round scenario where for an upgradation you are paying a 1 lakh or a 3 lakh. But anybody who makes wrong choices can lose up to 6 lakhs. So be very clear about it. Hope this is clear. If you are a ZyNerd subscriber, we will also be answering queries if you call us up. We have a separate subscriber number and we will be answering queries for all the ZyNerd subscribers. You would have seen all the closing ranks in ZyNerd. We will also be looking at that information. Now this is over. The open round is over. Then we move on to after open round, stray round, what happens? The open round, the last date should be almost around August the 31st, I think. So the stray round will happen after the results of the after the last date of publishing of the open round, last date of joining of open round. It might be the last few days in the month of August. We are expecting that it will be so. It will be at institute level. There will be no spot round like earlier. 2 sessions back, it used to be complete till Jan. This stray round used to be completed at it used to be called the spot round and used to be conducted at AIMS Delhi. But currently there is a stray round is a term used by AIMS, even though the institutes use a spot round. Last session, what happened is AIMS Delhi will notify that there is going to be a stray round at institute level. Every institute will actually come up with a specific notification. Every institute will have a notification. You will have to go to each institute and they will give you 2 to 3 days time to decide and put in all the seats that are available. Most of them will be pre or paraclinicals, preclinicals or paraclinicals, and there will be very few. Probably last time there were around 5 or 6 I think, 6 clinical seats available, and including all categories, and most of them are preclinicals and a few paraclinicals were available. So these are the set of seats usually are available. You can look at ZyNerd for information on what seats were available. Every notification is available in ZyNerd. And who will attend this? Anybody who attends this will have to take their originals. So if I have joined in an open round, at the end of open round I have joined a seat and the certificates are with that institute, you cannot attend unless you resign this. Nobody will take a chance with only 5 or 6 clinicals and a few preclinicals, etc. So, and you will also have to pay a penalty of 3 lakhs over here if you are resigning, 3 lakhs plus more than 3 lakhs over here. So nobody will take a chance of resigning an available open round seat that they are pursuing and go to stray round. Very rare scenario. Originals are required. Who all can participate irrespective of whatever happened earlier. Anybody who can carry their originals and is part of the merit list, whatever was published earlier, they can participate. No authorized representative. You will have to participate directly at the institute and you will have to join. Among the, let us say, 7 or 10 institutes that are publishing, you may be able to visit 1 or 2 only because of the timelines. Most of them will be in the last 2 days. So just take a call and visit the institute. There are many queries on what will happen. Will I get this seat if I go to NIMANS? Will I get this seat if I go to a particular institute? What happened last year, etc. There's no information. You will have to take a call. These are not trends at all. Even if there is information saying that last year in AIMS Raipur, this candidate got a seat. If that information is available with 5 candidates, this year it might be something completely different, or you might get extremely lucky because last year's information is not available. So this is not predictable at all. You have to take a chance, and some candidates benefit, some candidates do not, because they end up going to an institute where there's someone above their rank just taking the seat that of their preference. So that is how it works. So I hope we have explained everything in detail. In case we still require a detailed session round wise, we'll also be doing that before round 1. Possibly we'll also try to clarify on the joining after the allotment of round 1. All you need to know is at any point in time you make the right choices, fill the choices that you wish to join. There is no issue. There are also these questions on NEET PG versus INICET. Don't get into that too much at all. All you can do now is fill in your choices, and the impact maximum can be resignation of a seat at any point in time in INICET. If you are willing to take an INICET choice, irrespective of, let us say, you don't get any seat in any other counselling like NEET PG counselling, you are not willing to go on to the next year for admission in NEET PG or INICET, you are willing to take a seat, definitely fill that seat. Don't miss that out. Expecting huge, unless you are 100% sure that you will get a seat somewhere else in NEET PG and that seat will be better than every INICET seat, fill in your choices if it is not the scenario. That is pretty much from our end now. In case you have any queries, just share them in the group, or if you are a ZyNerd subscriber, you have direct call support. You can call us and we will be responding to all your queries on INICET. We have already started responding to all the queries. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this information was helpful. All the best for INICET.